Morning, sis.
Good morning.
You all right?
Yeah.
Everything. What are you doing?
Playing
What are you playing?
Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Your favorite. It's Tuesday, February the 4th. It's 8:44 a.m. Here we are on the Facebook Marketplace. I started putting up some items over the weekend. Yesterday, my wife uploaded these dresses here. And these are the ones I uploaded on Sunday, which is an air mattress, some action figures, game controller, and a speaker. The reason I'm doing this for the first time, putting things up for sale, is that we have no other option. And yesterday was 1 week since I was no longer able to continue working. The company who I was supposedly working for made some changes, but I never received any updates or any memos about them transitioning to a new program. So I was left out in the dark. I emailed my manager. So once again, he responded with, I have no idea. I will submit the information to so-and-so, but neither one of them got back to me. And the only reason I was alerted to the company transitioning to a new program was because when I logged into the old program to try and get some work done, there was an alert that said basically that the transitioning was going to take place on January the 27th. That's when I was like,
What is this? That's asking me to delve deeply within and concoct something out of nothing. From the innermost recesses of my mind. What is this thing? Is it even alive?
that's when I emailed them and I said, hey, what's this about? This transitioning is going to take place on the 27th. I haven't received any information or anything. He actually responded saying that neither did he know what was going on. That was around the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, the 10th of January that I emailed him. And I haven't received a response as of yet. So I've been left without a job. And throughout 2024, I was putting in the same amount of hours basically, but I was only earning 60 to 70% less. And then after that, we had the electricity rationing in Ecuador because of the severe energy crisis from September to December. And that just, man, that that was like double tap, I don't know how to say it. In Spanish, we say me remataron, but let's just call it the double, triple tap. I haven't been earning much, and whatever little savings I had, it's been a few months since those were gone. Once again, I was relying on hope. I was hopeful. I was like, things will turn around soon. Things will turn around. So it will get better. This is just a bump in the road. And then the first week of January 2025, boom. For the first 3 days or 4 days, I once again started earning the $5 average that I used to earn historically while I worked for this company. I know $5 is not much for people in the West, but here in my neck of the woods, $5 was actually not enough to make me rich or for me to be able to afford luxuries like buying a home, buying a car, but it was enough for me to make ends meet. I never had any problems with the rent, nor was ever late paying the rent. Now, as far as rent goes, I'm in a delicate situation. I still owe the landlord. So I started earning for the first few days of January 2025, the $5 average. I was so happy and I was like, yes, you see, being hopeful and being patient and sticking to your guns works out. So once again, $5 an average. I was earning about 35, $40 a day. After the first week of January, once again, I was back to averaging $1 an hour or less, a few cents an hour. And on the 10th of January, that's when I saw that alert on my login page. That's when I emailed management. They said, I have no idea. I'll email so-and-so. But that was the last of that. I haven't heard from them since the 10th of January. And I've emailed them a couple of times after that. Still no response. So last Monday, the 27th of January came around and I tried to log in, and there was an alert there that said that they're no longer using that program. That program was dead. There was no activity going through there, but I don't have any information on where to go to log in, what to do, or what to submit, etc., in order to continue working for those people. So I've been blindsided. I've been left out in the cold, and I have nothing else to fall back on. Like I was saying, throughout 2024, being that I was earning so little for the amount of time that I was putting in, and being that so many people on TikTok and YouTube were sharing their stories about their financial struggles regarding inflation, low wages, and stuff like that. I was like, hey, I'm in the exact same situation, so that's why I created this channel, but it's not working out. My channel isn't going anywhere. I was hopeful maybe I'll resonate with many people and I'll get the likes, the subscriptions, the shares, and maybe be monetized to somehow supplement my very low wages. But it's not happening. It's just not happening. I understand my video qualities are not good. I thought that maybe my strength was in sharing my story and people resonating with me or empathizing, and that we would somehow end up supporting each other, but
nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Things are not that way. And it's nobody's fault. If anything, it's my fault.
You suck!
I actually came up with a phrase about hope when you're in a bad situation. And from my experience, because of what I'm going through, being hopeful has backfired. And also being complacent. I should have never been complacent throughout all them years. I should have known that sooner or later the rug was going to be pulled out from under my feet, so to speak. That's what it actually feels like. So yeah, because of the pressure of trying to put enough food on the table and trying to somehow get the rent paid, it is overwhelming. I was also trying to look into these GoFundMe type of deals in Ecuador. A lot of those programs, they just don't cater to Ecuador for whatever reason. I'm not sure. And this country doesn't have like a good welfare system. It just doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to go. There's nowhere I can go and say, hey, my family man, I do have two young children, underage children, and I don't have enough money for the rent. I don't have enough money for food. Can I get some food stamps? I actually interpreted thousands of those calls of people applying for the social services benefits and welfare. And now I find myself in that situation. But the problem is that here, those programs just don't exist. So another thing that I did was throughout 2024, I've always liked horror stories. I've also read horror books from Stephen King, one of my favorites. I also watched all of the movies that they pretty much made off of Stephen King novels. The Stand was pretty cool. I remember that book. One of my favorite parts is like when the guy is going down the stairwell and it's very dark and like I don't know if it's some kind of I'm not sure if it was a demon or some kind of evil entity why don't you come down here with us and eat chickens? It's so dark. I, lo- I love that. That was pretty creepy. It was pretty cool though. So, so anyway, I've always been inspired to write my own spooky stories, scary stories. Actually, one of them is based on a nightmare that I had, and a few others are actual experiences that one of my aunts had, and also my grandma, and also stories that I heard from my grandma or from my grandparents about some people that they knew. So I turned those into stories. And a few others are things that just popped into my head that were influenced by spooky or horror or scary movies that I've watched and books that I've read. And also the feelings of desperation that I'm going through, the angst, the anxiety. I'm feeling all of those things right now. I don't have any money to go see like a therapist or anything like that. And God forbid if I become ill or if one of my kids or my wife becomes ill, because right now we don't have any money to cover any medical expense. Before we did, if any one of us got ill, I was able to at least have a little money saved to go see a private doctor or clinic. But that's no longer the case. If any one of us, God forbid, becomes ill, we would have to go to the free clinic. As a matter of fact, a few months ago, my little boy Seuss, thank God he's healthy now. We were quite alarmed. He started vomiting like this dark, tarry stuff. And from what I've interpreted, I've also made many medical interpretations. The doctors always asked, was there a vomit? Was there like vomit that was like coffee ground or like tar and stuff like that? Or if people, they also asked if people pooped something that was like red or black and stuff like that. Those are not good signs. I guess those are signs of internal bleeding. So my son, he started vomiting this black gooey stuff. It actually looked like sticky black slime. And there was also bleeding from his fingertips. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, listen, forget it. We ran to the free children's hospital. And we do appreciate that at least that free hospital is there. But it is challenging and a bit unnerving. The type of service you receive there, it's different from when you go to a doctor or a private doctor or a clinic. It's not the same. But at least we were glad that they were able to see my son there after a couple of hours. And we were there for like a few hours. So they did one test for free and to see if there was any internal bleeding, I believe. And it turns out that there wasn't. Then after that, they gave us a list of prescription that we were not able to afford, and also some other tests that we needed to pay out of pocket. There is a limit when you go to the free hospital or free doctor. So during that time, my wife set up a GoFundMe type of deal. It's not GoFundMe. I think it's called Go Get Funding. And it's like on an international level because they don't have they don't have they don't have Get Funding because they don't have Get Funding here, like the ones they use in the States. So we use that one, and it turns out that one there is no longer any good. But back then, we were desperate. We were heartbroken. We were very afraid. And we didn't receive a single cent.
I'm actually here at the hospital.
And I just don't understand it. I've seen videos of people who actually received thousands of dollars. And a lot of those have turned out to be fraudulent. I do not know how they do it, how they are able to get over and receive so much money, even more than what they were asking for. And yet here we are, when we needed help with our son, we didn't receive a single cent. All I was asking for, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was $1,000, something in that range, or maybe a little less. It is disheartening because everything we do or I do For example, this thing about being
fears, not having enough fun.
sidetracked, or I do not know what to call it.
One of my greatest fears.
You know, this thing about being sidetracked
That is somehow coming
at work
because
or blindsided. It just it gives me a sense of inadequacy. Not being able to make good videos adds to those feelings.
Hey, papito.
And even
Okay.
when we tried to get that funding for my child's healthcare,
So, like
that
I
didn't
said,
go
this
nowhere.
one, they're gone. That was like
So,
enough for us to
I take all
purchase
those
food.
feelings of
This lasted
inadequacy,
like 6 days.
Depression,
So
anxiety,
right now, back again
desperation.
on square one.
I'm feeling all of these things
And
every single day. And I'm feeling this way
Yeah,
all
so
throughout 2024.
we are highly
And that's when I
concerned
decided to
because
write my book.
spontaneous
I finished
freedom
one of
from
them.
his fingertips.
This one here, I called it Whispers.
And
It's
that
got
started
6
yesterday,
stories,
and once again today,
original
today
stories.
after the spontaneous bleeding,
So when I'm writing my
the
stories, I
vomit
infuse
that's
those
sticky,
feelings
black,
into the
black
story.
covered.
I just want to convey my feelings through my writing. I put my book
So
Whispers online for
this is like
sale
one of my
through
greatest
Draft to
fears.
Digital because somehow through
And
Amazon,
it's pretty rough.
I just couldn't get like a
So once
code
again,
when I tried registering for KDP, and I tried and I never got the code.
trying to
So
hang in there.
I just had to go through
See what's up.
draft to digital. But then again, my book haven't sold a single copy,
We still.
and neither have I received a single donation. But I understand my videos are not
dawned on me that
they're not resonating, they're not
someone with low income or
being
literally-
viewed, except for like a handful of people, and I appreciate that.
we have
but
to go through the motions.
Nothing has gone viral, so my story is not being put out there. It's no one's fault. I understand. For example, those people who have been able
I believe
to
it is,
get many donations,
but
claiming fraudulent
still
needs.
waiting.
It's I guess
did
it's
a test,
entertaining,
so
whatever.
did you
I mean,
apply?
even if it's fraudulent, if it
It's free,
entertains,
so
It
they
gets-
said we need to wait.
it gets people's attention. There is value in entertainment.
say
I
we need
understand
to
that,
wait,
but
3 hours.
I just don't
for
have
the
that
results.
Midas touch. I'm just a sorry ass sack
We've already been here for 2 hours.
trying to make it. Like the song says, you're just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
They, really put
It's
us
my
through
world.
emotion
You guys remember that
as
song?
a poor person.
Yes. So I've also seen videos of people
Everybody
hustling
needs to,
and selling stuff online.
See, right out
Here in Ecuador, the only
or we
place I
go
can really hustle like that is on
indoor,
Facebook Marketplace.
to the other side.
I know in the
have
States they
the
use
tent there, we can
eBay,
sit there.
Amazon, Craigslist, Facebook
yeah,
Marketplace,
this is,
and who knows if there are any other more like those.
puts you to
But here in
the
Ecuador, the
test.
only one I can really use is Facebook Marketplace. This here inflatable mattress I put up on Sunday night, and I just started to receive one message after the other. Boom, 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 asking about this mattress. If you can see here, it says it received 351 clicks. I listed it on the 2nd of February, and it was sold the very next day. Unfortunately, I only had one, and I actually bought it for $10 on sale, and I sold it for $10. So no loss there. And it received 371 clicks, and I received like 70, 80 messages. Even after I marked it as sold, I was still receiving messages asking about it. Okay, so we got someone here asking about the wireless controller. So I'll be answering them in a little bit. So this here is already marked out of stock. Yeah, if I had money, I would have invested in those air mattresses wholesale and sell them for $10. I mean, if you get them for like $6, or maybe $5 or $7, you can make a killing. So this one here, since the second only received 4 clicks. This one's received 23 clicks. This one's received 8 clicks. This one's received 3 clicks. And it's the only one that just now sent me a message. All the others, I haven't received a single message, except for the speaker. The speaker has received 38 clicks, and I received only about three messages asking about it. And I initially was asking $18 for it, and I brought it down to 15. So 3 people asked about it, and I responded. After that, I didn't receive any more responses. Yeah, so that's the only reason we're trying to sell some stuff. I'm basically gonna have to end up selling just about everything. Put as much things out there, even if we're just left with our clothes on our back and our mattresses. I just got to put it all for sale. I did submit an application to a different interpretation company that does remote interpretation. So it's been 1 week since, but I haven't heard from them. So yeah, sorry to share this sad story, but I just like to keep it real, man. I just don't want to. Sometimes I try to be funny. Actually, just trying to laugh at myself to take the edge off. But sometimes this whole thing just brings me down. It's like, it's overwhelming, and it does affect my family. It affects my children. You know, sometimes I'm like zoned out, overwhelmed with fear, and also bewildered because I'm like, I look at the internet as having the world on the tip of my fingers, but somehow I just can't seem to tap into it in order to generate wealth or a stream of income. And that's why I say I just don't have the Midas touch. But I also recognize that there's value in entertainment, but yet I'm not doing a very good job at entertaining the masses, so to speak. Well, that's it for now. If you guys would like to support this channel, support us, we would greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you're able to, there's a PayPal donation link in the description. And there's also a Universal book link in the description. If you guys are interested, please check it out. But whatever you guys can do, big or small, my family and I will greatly appreciate it. Until next time.